In the meantime, personal care, cosmetics and fragrance group Justine is gearing up for expansion with its new omni-channel strategy, a breakaway from its traditional direct selling model. Zaid Gangat, omni-channel sales director for Avon Justine South Africa, joins us with more detail. Thank you so much for your time, Zaid. Let's actually talk about South Africa being a key market for Avon Justine. Are the market conditions ripe enough and speaking to the growth runway that you are looking for?
Thank you, Zanati. Absolutely. And I think, the South African market and this particular brand has had such a long heritage over 5 decades of existence, and particularly only in, I would say, 7-8% of this market from an access point of view. And the fact that the expansion gives accessibility to a lot more consumers that we have within this environment and who have put aside their trusted earned pennies for products that absolutely deliver. So a difficult question indeed with headwinds that we face, but most definitely a brand that resonates when it comes to personal care and beauty choices within the South African market.
It's quite interesting because you think that, I guess the natural thing to think when it comes to a brand that has had a long heritage in a country is that it will stand the test of time, but at the same time, we do get cultural shifts also in the environment. Do you think that it's withstood the test of time, even with the cultural shifts that we have seen and even the changing trends in the beauty space?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, that's a good question because the brand itself and its essence definitely stood the test of time. However, we are in an environment that's evolving day in and day out. And this environment has asked for changes within a lot of businesses. And if you look at case studies such as Nokia and Kodak, etc., or Mr. Video for that matter, have become irrelevant because of where technology has gone. In the retail space and where the brand plays, accessibility is key. When you have a high majority of Gen Z consumers who are entering into this, beauty and personal care space, you need to talk to them and be relevant in this world that's ever changing. So yes, the brand absolutely has withstood the test of time. Its accessibility potentially hasn't, and that's why the big journey of expansion for Avon Justine South Africa into a fully immersed omni-channel experience for all the consumers that love the brand.
Yeah, well, let's actually talk about that because you talk about the changes that are, the market that does ask for changes from products. And I guess that also leans into now the expansion to the, omni-channel area. Is that out of necessity?
Most definitely so. And if you look at, again, I'll cast us back to the point where I said, the direct selling portion of the market, for 7 out of every 100 people had access to this product that was loved. And word of mouth and the exclusion of technology, etc., had allowed this brand to get to a point where, growth seemed a bit difficult at a certain point in time. And with the evolution of technology and the evolution of users who have the ability to, consume products in a very different way via different platforms, again, we need to become relevant. So what omni-channel really does is puts the consumer in the heart of all of this. And whether they're buying through any channel that we exist in as the Avon Justine brand, the experience overall would be the same. So whether you're walking into a particular retail format or you need to go to a consultant to have your oily skin tested out, or for example, if you need some some advice on your skin topology, that in its entirety would, the omni-channel experience would give you a fully immersed experience wherever you go, in whichever touch point that's available and where the brand is present.
Well, I hear that effort to put the consumer at the heart of it. You talk about accessibility. So, of course, the consumer will be able to access the products in more convenient options. But also, we do know that the direct selling part of it is an important part of the model. And I'm just wondering then, does that not pose a threat to the consultants and maybe the possibility of them falling off the economic value chain if consumers can access these products somewhere else?
It's a very good question, Zanati, but you know, to my point earlier, the availability of the direct selling channel only allows you to get to 7 of the 100 consumers that are out there looking for some form of beauty product. And this omni-channel expansion, the intent of this entire omni-channel is that we want consumers to have the access to these products, and in its entirety, the direct selling business won't be looking for 7, but potentially 25 or 50 out of the 100 that now have some access to this product and have tried it and tested it and now want a formal consultant and want some immersive experience, which retail is not necessarily going to give you, but that would be through our direct selling business. So they are the lifeblood of our business in its entirety. But again, to gain access to the balance of these consumers that do exist out there, that is our core function within this expansion journey.
Well, talking about that expansion journey, because it's not even just, the omni-channel route where now you can get it at clicks and also via your consultant, but also you're working on a geographical expansion for Justine. What key markets are you looking at there, and really what's the drive behind it?
Look, I mean, if you look at the Avon portfolio, that's a global portfolio and been very successful in many parts around the world. The evolution of the Justine brand is to be replicated in many other markets. And if you look at the 100+ countries that do exist of some way or form with this portfolio, the intention here is to take Justine global and to be a global brand, just like its sister Avon in this entire geography. So quite an exciting part of this, and we'd share, the expansion plans at a later stage for Justine as they come along.
All right. And definitely I will have more questions for you there. But for now, we do have to wrap up the conversation. Thank you so much for your time and for your insights there, Zaid. That was Zaid Gangat, Omni-Channel Sales Director for Avon Justine, South Africa.